Hello, I'm Christy. I'm with the Berthoud Community Library. This is one of our videos for Caregiver series. Today's focus is planning for success when you take your child out into public. So let's get started. This is the third video of the Caregiver series. The first video was focused on helping children manage their behavior. The second video, focused on identifying and recognizing your feelings. Today's video, we're going to focus on what we as caregivers can do to help create a positive experience for our children when we go out in public. The final video in this series will give an overview of ages and stages and some tips for dealing with older children and teens. So, without further ado, how can parents and caregivers plan for a positive outing? You want to ask yourself some questions before you just rush in with a good idea like our rabbit here has. Before springing into action, ask yourself a few questions about the outing that you want to take. How long does my child have energy? Is this outing necessary? Our little squid is kind of tired. How long does my child have interest in the outing? And what is their ability to focus? And how much of that focus do I need them to have within the context of the outing? Can I adjust the timing if I need to? If we go out and we stay, can I leave at any time if they've reached their limit and their behavior is no longer what it needs to be? These are all good things to know and plan for. Remember that your child has very little control over where they go and what happens within their world, and that trying to work within their ability and the range that they have is the kindest and the easiest way to create a positive experience for the whole family. Questions that are worth asking. You definitely want to give your child some choices when you're able to. Providing them with choices can elicit their cooperation and improve their behavior. Questions like, would you like to go to the store now, or would you like to go to the store in 5 minutes, is a completely appropriate choice to allow your child to have. Would you like to sit in the cart when we're here at the store, or would you like to walk along beside me? Another very appropriate choice for your child to make. There are definitely questions to skip. Don't offer them choices that they don't have. Would you like to go to the store? Is not a good question when you have to go to the store. It's not fair and it sets you up for failure. Some errands are not optional, like the doctor or the dentist appointment. Food shopping that must be done, and we have to be clear with our children that these are required and simply encourage a positive attitude towards them. So I'd like to list a few tips from the American Academy of Pediatrics. As you know, this time in history, it can be challenging to get out of the house. Maybe you want to stay home, maybe you want to be in your own space, but it's also important to bring our children out into nature. So, bringing out baby. Even infants and toddlers can play and learn in nature. If you'll be in public spaces, the safest place is to keep them in their carrier or their stroller. But if they're in your own private space, it's fine to let them explore more. Playing with Play-Doh or even mud Can be lots of fun. Giving them pots and pans, items from your kitchen to take out and about. It can be lots of fun. Biking with your family. In the neighborhood, it can be a good option if you have a child bicycle trailer to take them outside and get some exercise and spend time with your baby outdoors in that way. If you have older kids, now is the time to enjoy nature with them. You can hold a scavenger hunt for the family. Include categories like plants, trees, animals, birds. Who can create the longest list of signs of spring? You can have them create a journal, a nature journal. Sit down somewhere comfortable and observe what they see, or maybe even practice their drawing. If you have a ball or sports equipment that you don't share with others, it can be lots of fun to kick around the soccer ball or play catch with your older children or teens. Now, when your child is old enough to stay home alone, it's also good to let them decide whether they're going to accompany you on your outing or errand or not. Allowing space for autonomy is important at every stage. We're going to talk in depth about what is required by you and your child in order for them to stay at home safely in the next lecture, Ages and Stages. So please join us for that, for a more in-depth look at what you need to think about before leaving your child at home. There's not necessarily a recommended age, but there is a recommended ability and knowledge. Oh boy, choices and natural consequences. Sometimes we don't have to teach your child something. The natural consequences of their actions is a very strong teacher. Of course, we have to decide whether that is a good option or not. You can help your child track and keep their own appointments and schedules. You can have the calendar out with them and show them what's going to happen over the next week or the next month. You can create anticipation for upcoming events this way. Get excited about going shopping or doing things that may seem humdrum, but they can be exciting. If you have older kids and teens, give them the groundwork and the tools and let them work with it. Provide them a calendar and have them write in when their practice is, when their essay is due, or whatever they need to be responsible for, and then allow them to manage their time. So again, I want to thank you for joining me. My name is Christy Hedrick. I'm with the Berthoud Community Library District. My email is on the screen. It is cmh.bcld@gmail.com. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions or have interest in seeing some of the earlier videos in the same series. Thank you.